I've been trying to get this video done for days and I keep messing up. So what you're gonna need to get started playing Pokemon the trading card game, you're gonna need a 60 card deck. This is a 60 card deck. It's got deck sleeves so it's easier to shuffle, right? Now, this deck is made up of a few different things. So let's see if we can find all those. And I think, is that every? No, we're missing one more type of card, I believe. Ah, there it is. All right, so let's take a look at what makes up your Pokemon deck. Energy. These are the items that you would attach to a Pokemon so that they can attack. Trainer cards. There are 4 types of trainer cards. You got your supporters. You can only use one of these per round. You got your stadiums. These change, like the battlefield details. You can do different things when they're up. This one allows you to pick up a discarded energy and put it back in your hand. This is a Pokemon tool card. You can attach this to a Pokemon. This is just a regular old item card, ordinary rod. You can use as many of these as you want per round, okay? And then this one, you can only attach one of these per Pokemon unless you remove it somehow and put another one on there. So, and then this is your friendly old Pokemon right here. This is Snorlax. So you can see he has his type, his HP up here. He's a colorless or normal type Pokemon. He's got 150 HP. He's even got an ability, and he's got an attack. You'll notice this attack takes 3 of those energy cards. Now, these are colorless energy. Colorless just means it can be any energy that you have on hand. Other Pokemon will have a specific type of energy that you must use in order to get the attack off. So, there we go. That's Snorlax, and then that's a tutorial on the different types of cards you're gonna have in your 60 card deck. Now, let's get through that first turn. The first turn is sort of the hardest one to get through because things are different depending on if you go first or second. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna shuffle off our deck some because we're gonna draw 7 cards and then we're gonna see if we have any basic Pokemon. Now, presumably we're playing against somebody. This is my opponent. Nice to meet you. Good luck. You know, some sportsmanship stuff there. And we start shuffling up our decks. Now, once we get these decks good and shuffled, we are going to take 7 cards off the top. Let's take a look. Let's see what we get here. Let's turn it this way. 1, 2, yes, 3, 4. Oh my goodness. 5. Oh, I didn't shuffle these very well. 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Okay, this is okay. This is all right. We did not mulligan. Now, the mulligan is when you don't have a basic Pokemon card in your starting hand, and you'd basically go, you know, no Pokemon here. This is probably not a Pokemon. Yeah. All right. So this would be an example of a mulligan hand, and you would show this hand to your opponent and say, hey man, got a mulligan here. You put this back in your deck, shuffle it up, right? And then draw 7 more cards. So, but a normal hand would usually have a basic Pokemon in it. So this would be our starting hand. Let's put our discard pile over here. We're a little crowded, but that's okay. We put him face down. This is in the active spot. 1 active Pokemon at all times. As a matter of fact, if you can't get an active Pokemon out there, you lose the game, okay? This is your bench in front of you. You can have 5 Pokemon on your bench at a time. And you can play those Pokemon from your hand, right, to your bench. During your turn, as many as you can get down there, you know, as long as it's less than 5, right? So you put that many down there. During this first setup sort of period, you can put Pokemon on your bench as well. Normally, it just depends on what kind it is. So this would be our normal setup. We did get this. We need our opponent to get theirs. We take 6 of these cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And these 6 are our prize cards. And these were the reason I didn't really get into playing Pokemon until I got much older, because I was really afraid people were just going to take my cards because they're prize cards, but that's not how that works. These prize cards, you got to have 6 prize cards out here to start playing. It's very important that you display them in a way that people can tell you have 6 prize cards, because apparently people cheat that way. But whatever. So you got the 6 here, and as you knock out an opponent's Pokemon, you draw a prize card. Your standard Pokemon are 1 prize card. That's these guys right here. Even though he's fancy looking, this guy, that's just a standard Pokemon card. Now there's also Pokemon V. Those are worth 2 prize cards, and Pokemon V Max. This guy right here, they tell you down here with the V Max rule how many prize cards you get. He's worth a whopping 3 prizes, right? V Stars are worth 2 right now, and EXs and GX, I believe, are coming back into style, and I think those are 2 as well. So that's the prize card thing. Very important here. Apparently people cheat that way. I don't cheat. It's not worth it to me. So here we go. You got your prize cards. You got your basic Pokemon out here in your thing. Also, you've got your V-Star marker right here. If you use a V-Power, we're just gonna set that guy up right there. Very important we have that out too. You got some damage counters and some other stuff in there. Now we are ready for turn 1. Normally what you would do is you would ask your opponent, heads or tails, and they'd tell you, you roll for it. Odds are tails, evens are heads. So whoever gets this right gets to choose whether or not they go first or second. It's also, sportsmanship's also expected that you allow people to cut your deck after you're done shuffling. I did not offer that to my opponent. I'm very sorry that I didn't offer that. Would you like to cut or tap my deck? Cutting it just means, you know, like they take it and they kind of like cut it once and put it back together. Some people will like shuffle this thing up for you and other stuff like that. Or if they just want to tap, they just go boop, okay, we're good to go. So kind of a little etiquette thing there. And so now we're gonna say that we're gonna go first. So we turn these over. We're ready to start. Good luck to you. There's only a few things we can do if we go first. We are not allowed to play a supporter card, which are those cards that say supporter on there. Let's see. Yep, these guys right here. You can't play one of these if you go first. Until your next turn, until you're done with that first round. So none of these guys. Doesn't happen. You can't evolve. This doesn't evolve anyway, but even if it could, I couldn't evolve it on my first turn. And let's see. There's one other thing you can't do. You can't attack. That's it. You can't attack on your first turn either. So you can't evolve, you can't attack, and you can't play a supporter card. But you can do everything else. You can play, you could attach your air balloon, you could play your scoop up net, you could attach an energy, you could put a training court down, you can, there's many escape ropes as you want to play. Battle VIP can only be used on your first turn. We play a couple of those. We just can't do attacks, evolving, or supporters. Now, that's for my opponent. So I would also, at the end of my turn, if I'm done, if I can't attack, I have to say, hey, pass. I'm passing to my opponent. So I pass the turn to them. And so now, we're gonna go second. Let's change out the Pokemon so it's less confusing. So now, my guy's going second. So second, you can do whatever you want, except for evolve. No evolving. Can't do that on your second turn either. Or your opponent can't do that on their second turn. Your first turn, second turn. You got what I'm saying here. You go first, they go second. In the first round, they're not allowed to evolve. But they can play this. They can play basic Pokemon to their bench, you know, just like you can. They can attach an energy. They can play as many item cards as they want. They can play a trainer court. They, you know, whatever kind of stadium card they have. They can play any of that kind of stuff. And so if they can use abilities, that's another thing. You can use an ability your first turn as well and get set up that way. But I like to go second because I can use supporter cards. And that gives me kind of an edge to get my draws and stuff in and find cards that I need. So I like to go second. But yeah, so that is round 1. First turn and second turn. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys get to play some Pokemon the trading card game soon, and good luck.